By the time most RVers realize what's wrong, it's already too late. That perfect-looking used RV, it might be hiding water damage, a cracked frame, or a salvage title. Today, we're exposing 10 used RVs you should never buy, because once you're in, you're stuck. If you're even thinking about buying used, this might be the most important video you watch all year. Let's get rolling. That well-maintained Fleetwood Bounder from the early 2000s might look like a great deal, but buyer beware. These popular Class A motorhomes have earned a troubling reputation for hidden problems that can drain your wallet. Water damage is the biggest concern. Poor roof sealants, failing slide-out gaskets, and aging window seals allow moisture to seep inside over years of use. This leads to delamination, where the fiberglass siding bubbles and separates from the frame, signaling serious structural rot underneath. Walk through any used Bounder and pay attention to soft or spongy flooring, especially near the kitchen, bathroom, and slide-outs. If your foot sinks, the subfloor is likely rotted. Even worse, water can reach electrical systems, creating fire hazards and appliance failures. Construction quality was also subpar during this era. Cabinets come loose, trim falls apart, and poor insulation makes heating and cooling expensive. Many owners discover these issues only after purchase, when repair costs quickly exceed the RV's value. The bottom line, unless you find a unit with documented professional restoration, these older Bounders often become money pits. That tempting upfront savings can disappear fast when you're facing thousands in structural repairs. Consider newer models or thoroughly inspect with a qualified RV technician before buying. Your future self will thank you. That affordable Thor Hurricane from the early 2000s might seem like a steal, but these budget Class A motorhomes hide expensive problems that can quickly turn your RV dreams into repair nightmares. Build quality is the core issue. Early Hurricanes were rushed through production using cheap materials and poor craftsmanship. Expect misaligned slide-outs, squeaky floors, loose cabinets, and failing seals that only worsen over time. Previous owners often couldn't keep up with the constant maintenance these units demand. Drivetrain problems are equally concerning. Most were built on Ford chassis with older V10 engines that struggle under load. Hills become grueling climbs, fuel economy is terrible, and weak transmissions combined with overheating issues mean you're pushing aging components beyond their limits. Water damage is nearly inevitable. Roof seams, windows, and slide-out toppers frequently leak, causing mold, rot, and wall delamination. The electrical systems, featuring poorly routed wiring and overloaded breakers, become safety hazards after years of use. Unless completely overhauled with documentation, pre-2012 Hurricanes often cost more in repairs than purchase price. That tempting low sticker price disappears fast when you're dealing with structural damage, drivetrain failures, and constant breakdowns. Consider newer models or budget for major repairs if you buy one of these problematic units. The Rockwood Ultralight's lightweight design makes it easy to tow, but those weight-saving measures create serious long-term problems that often surprise unsuspecting buyers. What looks like a well-maintained travel trailer can hide expensive structural issues underneath. Frame flex is a major concern. The lighter construction means the frame warps subtly over time from road travel and loading. This causes slide-outs to lose their seal, entry doors to stick or gap, and interior walls to shift. These seemingly minor symptoms eventually lead to water intrusion, structural weakness, and costly repairs to moving parts. Roof problems are equally troublesome. Many used ultralights, especially those stored outdoors, develop brittle, cracked, or shrinking roof membranes around vents and edges. Once water penetrates, it causes hidden rot behind walls and under flooring that you won't notice during a casual inspection. Interior deterioration tells the story. Cheap cabinetry separates at joints, trim pieces fall off, floors become uneven, and fixtures rattle loose. These aren't just cosmetic issues. They signal failing adhesives and fasteners throughout the trailer. Despite their polished appearance, many used Rockwood Ultralights conceal more damage than expected. That lightweight convenience comes at the cost of durability, making these trailers risky purchases unless you're prepared for major renovations or structural repairs. That great starter RV from the late 1990s or early 2000s might seem perfect for new campers, but older Coachmen Catalina trailers hide expensive problems that make them poor investments at any price. Structural sagging is a major issue. These models used minimal roof bracing and cheap materials, so years of weather exposure cause roofs to bow and lose integrity. This creates water pooling that accelerates leakage through old seams, skylights, and improperly sealed AC units, turning minor maintenance into major repairs. Floor rot is equally problematic. Poor waterproofing around slide-outs and bathrooms allows water to seep along wall bases during wet weather travel. Once the subfloor starts rotting, you're facing complete flooring replacement and interior teardown, costs that quickly exceed the trailer's value. The underbelly suffers too. Poorly protected insulation and belly pans invite rodents and moisture through unsealed gaps, leading to damaged wiring, chewed insulation, and even black tank failures. Parts availability compounds the problem. Finding replacement components for outdated appliances and structural elements is increasingly difficult and expensive. Many owners eventually abandon these older Catalinas because repair costs spiral out of control. Despite attractive pricing, the combination of structural deterioration, water damage, and obsolete components makes them money pits rather than bargains for first-time RV buyers. Gulfstream Conquest trailers might offer attractive layouts and low prices, but used models over a decade-old hide serious manufacturing flaws that make them expensive headaches rather than bargains. Electrical systems are dangerously unreliable. Owners frequently report flickering lights, dead outlets, and mysterious shorts caused by sloppy factory wiring. Interior quality falls apart quickly. Thin particle board cabinets, cheap adhesives, and flimsy hardware mean drawers pull loose, doors sag, and shelves separate from walls. Road vibration and temperature changes accelerate this deterioration, leaving interiors looking shabby within a few seasons. Exterior problems compound the issues. Aluminum siding dents easily and conceals moisture intrusion, while seams sealed with low-grade putty fail after a few years. Water seeps in unnoticed until interior damage becomes obvious. What starts as a budget-friendly purchase quickly becomes a money pit once these manufacturing shortcuts surface. Most Conquest owners regret their decision when faced with constant repairs, safety concerns, and declining resale value. Consider spending more upfront for better-built alternatives. Keystone Springdales are everywhere on the used market, and their affordable pricing makes them tempting for first-time buyers. However, models 5 to 15 years old frequently develop serious issues that transform budget-friendly purchases into expensive repair projects. Roof problems are the biggest concern. Many Springdales used thin, budget rubber roofing that shrinks and pulls away from edges over time. Water then enters at corners and under the front cap, slowly saturating insulation, roof trusses, and wall panels. These leaks often go unnoticed until interior walls start bubbling or discoloring. By then, mold and rot have already spread extensively. Wall delamination is equally troublesome. Fiberglass-sided models frequently develop separation between the outer skin and internal structure, caused by water damage or failing adhesives. This expensive-to-repair problem usually signals deeper internal damage throughout the trailer. Subfloor issues plague many units. Lightweight, untreated wood construction with minimal support creates spongy or sagging floors, especially in high-traffic areas like doorways, slide-outs, and kitchens. Walking through should feel solid. Any soft spots indicate structural problems. While Springdales appear well-equipped and modern, their budget construction catches up quickly. That initial savings disappears when facing roof replacements, wall repairs, and structural work. Many owners discover their great starter trailer needs thousands in repairs shortly after purchase. The Winnebago Minnie Drop's sleek teardrop design and vibrant colors make it Instagram-ready, but used models from early production years hide costly problems that can ruin your camping experience. The curved fiberglass shell creates sealing nightmares. While visually striking, those tight curves around the roof and front cap are prone to seal failure, especially after UV exposure and weather damage. When water penetrates these curved areas, it runs behind walls rather than into the cabin, meaning you won't notice leaks until rot and mold are well established inside the structure. Slide-out problems are equally frustrating. Early models used lightweight slide mechanisms that frequently develop alignment issues. The curved walls and compact layout make repairs complex and expensive. Weight capacity is deceptively limited. Despite appearing sturdy, the light frame and axle configuration mean these trailers overload easily with modest gear. This stresses suspension, tires, and frame beyond design limits, accelerating wear and potential failures. Maintenance costs surprise owners. The unique shape requires brand-specific parts and specialized repair knowledge, making routine maintenance more expensive than conventional trailers. What seems like a stylish, affordable choice often becomes a high-maintenance headache. The Minnie Drop's design compromises practical durability for aesthetic appeal, a trade-off that rarely favors long-term owners. Those spacious Dutchmen Four Winds motorhomes from the early 2000s might seem like budget-friendly options, but at 20-plus years old, they're hiding serious age-related issues that make them expensive gambles rather than bargains. Structural problems are the biggest concern. Frame sag and chassis fatigue around slide-outs and overcab areas cause wall separation, misaligned doors and windows, and cracking fiberglass exteriors. These aren't minor cosmetic flaws. They indicate deep structural instability requiring major repairs that often exceed the RV's value. Plumbing systems are failing throughout. Outdated PEX fittings and brittle plastic valves degrade with age, creating leaks behind cabinets and under flooring. Water damage often goes undetected until it compromises wood supports or creates widespread mold growth. Moisture control is inadequate. Poor ventilation and weak insulation cause condensation buildup, especially in cold weather. This leads to soft ceiling panels, persistent mildew, and chronically damp interiors that feel uncomfortable and smell musty. The cost reality hits hard. Even purchased cheaply, these RVs typically need five-figure investments in structural repairs, plumbing overhauls, electrical updates, and appliance replacements just to become roadworthy again. What appears to be a steal often becomes a complete renovation project. Unless you're prepared for extensive rebuilding, these aging Four Winds units are better left for someone else. The Jay Flight SLX's popularity doesn't shield it from serious age-related problems. While these trailers dominate the market, 6 to 10-year-old units frequently develop issues that turn America's favorite travel trailer into an expensive headache. Floor problems are widespread. The lightweight OSB subfloor construction deteriorates from road vibration, humidity, and minor leaks. Soft spots around slide-outs and entry areas, spongy floors, and cracking vinyl indicate subfloor failure, requiring costly replacement. A common issue many buyers miss during quick inspections. Suspension and axle issues create safety concerns. Many units left the factory with undersized axles for their loaded weight. Years of overloading cause uneven tire wear, bent axles, and suspension sag, making trailers tow poorly or become dangerous at highway speeds. Interior quality degrades quickly. Cheap particle board cabinets and thin wall panels mean doors fall out of alignment, hinges pull loose, and fixtures rattle or break from normal use. The entry-level construction shows its limitations after several seasons of camping. Water intrusion accelerates deterioration. Factory sealant around windows and roof penetrations fails within a few years without proper maintenance. Once water enters, damage spreads rapidly through the lightweight construction. Buying used means inheriting all deferred maintenance on an entry-level build. That popular nameplate can't overcome the fundamental compromises made to hit aggressive price points. Forest River's Salem trailers may promise affordable family camping, but early models from 2005 to 2014 hide serious structural compromises that transform budget purchases into expensive repair projects. Weak frame construction is the foundation of many problems. These trailers used lighter-duty steel and minimal cross-bracing to reduce weight and costs. Over time, frequent towing and road stress cause the underframe to flex and sag, resulting in uneven floors, shifting slide-outs, and dangerous axle misalignment that affects towing safety. Roof seal failures create widespread water damage. Cheap sealant around skylights, vents, and AC units typically fails within a few years without diligent maintenance. Water then travels through ceilings and down walls, particularly around bathrooms and slide-outs, causing soft subfloors and hidden mold growth that's expensive to remediate. Poor insulation compounds the problems. Minimal fiberglass bats or thin foam board provide little temperature protection, making these trailers uncomfortable in extreme weather. This inadequate insulation also creates condensation buildup in corners and storage areas, another source of moisture damage that often goes unnoticed. While Salems appear to offer good value up front, early models typically need extensive structural repairs, roof work, and moisture remediation just to remain safe and functional. That initial savings disappears quickly when facing the comprehensive repairs these budget-built trailers inevitably require. Fleetwood Tioga Class C motorhomes from the late 1990s to mid-2000s flood the used market with tempting prices, but these 20-plus-year-old units hide costly problems that make them poor investments for budget-conscious buyers. The cab-over bunk is a disaster waiting to happen. While the sleeping area may look acceptable initially, you'll often find rotted wood, sagging ceilings, and mold growth hidden beneath paneling. Repairs are particularly complex and expensive because they involve both structural work and exterior fiberglass cap replacement. Automotive systems are reaching end of life. Though Ford E-Series and Chevy chassis are generally reliable, components like fuel pumps, brake lines, steering systems, and cooling systems commonly fail after 2 decades. Many buyers underestimate the expense of simultaneously maintaining aging house and drivetrain systems. Interior quality has deteriorated significantly. Pressboard cabinets swell from moisture exposure, upholstery wears thin, and slide-outs suffer from poor alignment or failing motors. Dated plumbing, inefficient insulation, and aging appliances compound the problems. What appears to be an affordable entry into motorhoming often becomes a constant repair project. Between structural issues, mechanical failures, and interior deterioration, older Tiogas typically cost more in repairs than their purchase price within the first few years. The Coleman Lantern LT series targets budget-conscious new RVers with attractive pricing and modern styling, but 2015 to 2020 models hide serious design compromises that create long-term problems for used buyers. Frame and suspension are woefully inadequate. These lightweight trailers ride on undersized axles and basic leaf springs that wear out quickly, especially when loaded to capacity, something easily accomplished given their limited cargo capacity. The result is bent axles, uneven tire wear, and rough, unstable towing that makes highway travel stressful and potentially dangerous. Water management is poorly designed. Roof gutters and window seals fail prematurely, allowing rainwater to run down sidewalls into the structure. Combined with low-grade caulking and thin roof membranes, this creates widespread water intrusion around windows, corners, and slide-outs. The inevitable result is soft floors, bubbling walls, and hidden rot throughout the trailer. Interior construction falls apart quickly. Thin particle board cabinets, plastic fixtures, and budget appliances may photograph well but deteriorate rapidly after a few camping seasons. Screws pull loose, trim separates, and drawers bind up from normal use. That attractive price tag reflects corner cutting throughout the design and construction process. What seems like an affordable entry into RVing often becomes a frustrating cycle of repairs and replacements that quickly exceed the trailer's value. New RVers deserve better quality for their investment. The Coachmen Freedom Express promises lightweight family camping, but 2010 to 2016 models hide serious structural problems that transform budget-friendly purchases into expensive restoration projects. Wall delamination is a widespread issue. Poor adhesive bonding between fiberglass exterior and interior wall layers fails under heat and moisture exposure. This causes sidewalls to bubble and separate, clear evidence of water damage that spreads throughout the structure, weakening integrity and destroying resale value. Once delamination begins, it's progressive and expensive to repair properly. Slide-out problems plague these units. Cheap rubber seals deteriorate after just a few seasons, allowing water infiltration during storms and regular use. Slide-out misalignment compounds the problem, creating gaps and causing interior damage from rubbing or warping panels. These issues often go unnoticed until significant damage has occurred. Roof construction is inadequately supported. Insufficient center span support leads to sagging over time, creating water pooling during storms that increases leak probability and internal damage. Combined with minimal insulation throughout, these trailers experience extreme temperature swings that make them uncomfortable for extended use. The maintenance reality. Unless meticulously maintained by previous owners, used Freedom Express trailers frequently require comprehensive restoration work. That lightweight construction and family-friendly layout come at the cost of long-term durability, making these units poor investments for buyers seeking reliable camping experiences. Regardless of brand, model, or year, any RV with a salvage title or flood damage should be an immediate deal breaker. The deep discounts might seem tempting, but the hidden risks far outweigh any upfront savings. Salvage titles spell serious trouble. While they may appear repaired, most fixes are cosmetic cover-ups. Critical damage to frames, wiring, and plumbing is often ignored or poorly patched just to make the unit sellable again. Flood damage is even more dangerous. Water infiltration doesn't just rot wood. It corrodes electrical systems, destroys insulation, and creates toxic mold that's nearly impossible to eliminate completely. Problems may be temporarily hidden with new flooring or paneling, but moisture typically remains trapped behind walls and in structural components. Support disappears entirely. Many dealers refuse to service salvage units. Factory warranties are void, and resale becomes nearly impossible. Insurance coverage can be difficult or prohibitively expensive to obtain. Health and safety risks multiply. Hidden electrical damage creates fire hazards, while lingering mold poses serious respiratory threats. If an RV seems priced too good to be true, it probably is. Salvage and flood-damaged units represent gambles with your money, safety, and health. Risks no discount can justify. One wrong RV can ruin everything. Your trip, your savings, even your sanity. Drop a comment below if you've had a close call or bought a rig you regret. Your story might save someone else. And if you want even more tips to avoid costly RV mistakes, don't miss the next video. It's packed with smart moves most people overlook. See you there.